classes, we have discussed about some important points about the mineral nutrition. Understanding means different types of the nutrients or essential nutrients. Next, nitrogen, uses of the nitrogen in plants, nitrogen fixation. Like this, we have discussed some important points about the mineral nutrition. Yes, nitrogen fixation. Already I told you in last class, nitrogen fixation means process of conversion of atmospheric nitrogen into nitrogen oxide like nitrate, nitrite or ammonia. Observe carefully here. Is called nitrogen fixation. Yes. In last class, already I told you nitrogen fixation is carried out by nitrogen fixation. This process is occurred because of some microorganisms. Already I told you rhizobium. What? Rhizobium. Rhizobium leguminosarum bacteria. Already I told you the bacterium can convert the atmospheric nitrogen into the ammonia. Understanding? Here, that bacteria is present in root nodule. Where? Inside of the root nodule. Actually, rhizobium bacteria live in soil. Rhizobium bacteria live in soil freely. Understanding? Freely, as a free living organism, it lives in soil. It lives in soil. Understanding? First, which is present in soil. Then what will happen actually? Legume plants, already I told you, leguminous family members are Fabaceae family members. Leguminous family members are Fabaceae family members. Observe carefully. Leguminous family members are Fabaceae family members. They secrete some chemicals. They secrete. Roots of the legume plants secrete one type of chemicals or attractants into the soil. These chemicals or attractants attract the rhizobium bacteria towards the root. Because of this attraction, bacteria move towards the root, and around the root they are accumulated. Understanding? Okay. Let us study about the entire root nodule formation. Actually, these are present first in soil freely as a free living organism. But then rhizobium bacterium is entered into the roots of the legume plant and develop the root nodules. Then they live inside of the root nodules symbiotically. They live in the inside of the root nodules symbiotically. How these root nodules are formed by these bacteria? How root nodules are formed? Let us study about the root nodule formation. Okay, formation of the root nodule. Yes. Formation of the root nodule. First, this is root hair. Here, these are epidermal cells. These are cortical cells. These are cortical cells. Here, soil. This is entire here soil. First, bacteria are present. Bacteria are present inside of the soil like this. Here, one type of secretions are secreted by the root heads or epidermal cells of the legume plant root. Because of these secretions, these are attracted. Bacteria are attracted by secretions secreted by roots of the legume plant. Then bacteria move towards the root. Bacteria move towards the roots of the legume plant. Observe carefully. Like this, they move towards the root. Next, observe carefully. All the bacteria are accumulated around the root head, like this. Whenever more bacteria are accumulated around the root head, tip of the root head becomes like this, a curve-like structure. Observe carefully here, a curve-like, a hook-like structure. Hook-like structure are like this, curling. A hook-like structure is formed here, curl. Root head curls and forms hook-like structure at the tip of the root head. Then this bacteria is enter into the root head from this curling of root head. From the curling of root head or from the hook-shaped structure of the root head, bacteria invade into the root hair. Invade into the root hair. Whenever all bacteria enter into the root hair, here a infection thread is formed here. What? Infection thread is formed. Observe carefully. Infection thread is formed. Observance. That is the infection thread. What is the infection thread? What is the use of infection thread? Through this infection thread, all bacteria are transported, or all bacteria move into the root. Okay, from the root hair into the epidermal cells, from the epidermal cells into the cortical cells. Okay, through this infection thread, bacteria are carried to cortical cells. These are the cortical cells or cortex cells. Up to the cortical cells or cortex cells. Okay, then whenever they are carried to the cortical cells. They are separated from the infection thread. Okay, and those bacteria are entered into the cortical cell. Bacteria are entered into the cortical cell. Like this. What? Cortical cell. Now what will happen? Yes, here whenever they are entered into the cortical cells, they induce the cortical cells to divide, to divide. Bacteria induce the cortical cells to divide and divide. Okay, because of number of cell division, here number of cortical cells are developed here. Because of number of cortical cells are developed. Number of cortical cells are developed because of formation of more and more new cells at a place. That place will swell. That place will bulk out. Understanding? Bulk out and appeared as a nodule-like structure. A nodule-like structure. Thus, the type of nodule formed in the root or formed on the root because of the rhizobium bacteria, they are called root nodules. They are called root nodules. Whenever more and more cortical cells are formed at a place inside of the root or inside of the cortex region of the root, bacteria also divide and they change the all cortical cells as their habitat or as their shelter, as their shelter. Understanding? Here, for example, this is a root nodule cell. Imagine root nodule cell. Inside of this cell, bacteria is present. This bacteria creates or this bacteria modifies this normal cortical cell into the root nodule cell. Here, cortical cells are modified into root nodule cells or nodular cells. Yes. Then inside of the root nodule cell, bacteria are present and like hemoglobin is also developed inside of the root nodule cell. Then this bacteria can convert the atmospheric nitrogen into the ammonia. Understanding? This here root nodule formation. Observe once. Okay, observe. Like this, root nodules are formed in roots of the legume plant because of rhizobium bacteria. Because of rhizobium bacteria. Yes. Okay. Okay, observe. Like these root nodules are formed because of this rhizobium bacteria. Yes. Next. Now absorption of mineral nutrients. Absorption of mineral nutrients. Here, already I told you, mineral nutrients. Mineral nutrients means they are present in soil. Nutrients which are obtained from the soil, they are called mineral nutrients. Actually, of 17 essential elements, of 17 essential elements. Here, you know very well that carbon, usually carbon is obtained from the atmospheric carbon dioxide, from the atmosphere. Next, oxygen also same fr- from the atmosphere. Next, hydrogen from water. Hydrogen from water. Remaining 14. Remaining 14 from the soil. Remaining 14 essential elements are obtained from the soil. How plants can how plants can absorb or take the 14 essential elements from the soil, and how all these 14 essential elements are transported to each and every cell of the plant. How? How means there is a network like system. There is a network like system inside of the plant to absorb the nutrients from the soil and to translocate or to transport the essential nutrients to each and every region of the plant. Understanding? Now, let's discuss first about the absorption of mineral nutrients. How mineral nutrients are absorbed from the soil. What is the mechanism of absorption? Let us study. Here these are vacuoles. Epidermal cells. Here cortical cells. Here xylem vessel. Xylem vessel. Now observe, this is the root head. These are soil particles. Here observe soil particles. Here, these are the air spaces. You know, nutrients are present in soil, but they are present in very small concentration. They are present in very small concentration. Water absorption. Water is absorbed by the osmosis process. Osmosis means it is a passive process. It is a passive process. Osmosis. It is a passive process. But absorption of, listen carefully, absorption of mineral nutrients. This is an active process. Absorption of mineral nutrients is, this is the absorption of water. Okay. Next year, absorption of minerals. Absorption process, it is an active process. Active process means this process requires energy. Requires energy. Are you understanding? Why absorption of minerals? Absorption of minerals is an active process rather than the osmosis. Why means here inside of the soil, listen carefully, inside of the soil, minerals are present in small quantity. They are present in small quantity. This is one important. Next, another one is minerals are present in ionic form. Present in ionic form. Ionic forms cannot pass through the plasma membrane. Ionic forms cannot pass through the plasma membrane. Plasma membrane does not allow the ionic forms through it easily. Okay, that is why another important small quantity. Mineral nutrients are present. Minerals or nutrients are present in soil. They are in small quantity. Okay, concentration of mineral nutrients is low in soil solution than the cell sap. That is why passive process or absorption of mineral nutrients, it is not the passive process. To enter or to take the minerals from the soil, plant cells or plants should use the energy. Without using energy, plant cells cannot get the nutrients from the soil. Understanding? Energy expenditure, energy usage must here. That is why this is an active process. This is an active process. Observe carefully. By using the energy, by using the ATP molecules, here plants absorb the minerals from the soil. Minerals from the soil. Okay. Then these minerals, absorbed minerals, these are transported from one cell to another cell. Okay, first they are entered into the root hair cell, from the root hair cells into the epidermal cells, from the epidermal cells into the cortical cells, from the cortical cells ultimately they enter into the xylem vessel, into the xylem vessel. Here maximum entire absorption process is active process. Maximum absorption process is here active process. Are you understanding? This is very important. Energy usage or energy expenditure is must here. This is the absorption of minerals from the soil. You know, soil has plenty of water. When we observe the soil solution is more dilute form. Soil solution is in more dilute form because very low concentration of mineral nutrients are present in soil water or soil solution. Okay, this is your active process. By the active process, minerals are entered into the xylem vessel. This is the absorption of the minerals. Now, next step in transportation of minerals is translocation of mineral nutrients. Translocation of mineral nutrients. Translocation. Observe, whenever mineral nutrients enter into the xylem vessel, you know very well that in xylem vessel, a continuous water stream is present. Listen carefully here, a continuous water stream is present in xylem vessel in upward direction. Already we discussed about it. Whenever minerals enter into the xylem, what will happen? Along with continuous water stream, mineral nutrients are also translocated to upper regions of the plant. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. Whenever absorbed mineral nutrients enter into the xylem vessel, along with the continuous water stream present in xylem vessel, mineral nutrients are also translocated to upper regions or all other regions of the plant. Means translocation process is a passive process, but absorption process, it is an active process. Here energy expenditure must. Energy expenditure here must in absorption of the mineral nutrients, but translocation of water from the xylem of the root to all other parts is passive process, because mineral nutrients are transported along with continuous stream of the water. This is the transportation of mineral nutrients. Yes.